Oh yeah, I did.
We got this mounted.
Did you say did?
Yeah.
Did?
We did get this mounted. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
So we just got out of Sorry to Bother You. It's a very surreal.
Very strange.
It's funny.
Different.
Yeah, it's probably the weirdest movie I've seen in theaters. I can't think of any fucking weirder movie than this I've seen. Honestly, like
It kind
I mean,
of.
what are
It kind of gave me like a Cabin in the Woods feel.
it gave me a lot of different
Just because of, yeah.
So it's one part like Viva la Revolution movie. It's kind of like Occupy Wall Street. It has that kind of vibe going for it. Like, you know, the 99% are gonna rise up, overthrow the rich. So it has that going on. It also has like these weird scenes that are like sitcom level humor, like good sitcom humor, but like it's so weird. And then they have like just really absurd scenes and they have the oddest musical choices that they really just give conflicting messages about the tone of the scene. Like there will be something that's pretty funny going on the screen, but the music will be all like dark and like all like brooding,
Like serious and
yeah,
everything.
like it's like something like deep, like something like some dark shit is happening on screen, but it's not.
So in reality, they're just fucking around. Like nothing serious is really happening.
Like I'm trying to think of. Fuck, can you remember a scene where that was happening?
No. Well, can't prove our point, Dan.
No, I'm gonna put some cuts in this video. I just need to fucking think.
That's not the same, is it? Yeah, it's whatever.
Fuck you.
Oh well. This is why I'm single.
So, this movie is a black comedy in both meanings of the word. It's primarily acted. Most of the stars are black people.
It's real good though, still.
And
I like
the humor, it's never too dark, but it always has an edge to it. And for most of the movie, you don't know what the fuck is going on. This movie has a really... I mean, they foreshadow it, but it's just a really fucking weird twist. Basically, out of nowhere. It's... Should we spoil it?
No.
Not gonna spoil it. You're gonna keep this spoiler free.
Yeah, spoil it.
Okay, the fuck... This... horse furries.
It's furry shit,
yeah,
dude.
like... What do they call them in the furry... Equine... In the movie they call them...
Equestrophiles?
Yeah, in the movie they call them fucking... Equestrosapiens. But... Yeah, the... Good, we should probably go through the plot.
Yeah.
So this movie stars... It looks like 30-something, early 30s. Maybe late 20s, this...
I was thinking throughout the whole beginning that he reminded me of someone, but I couldn't figure out who. But he kind of reminds me of like a mix between one of the young Wayans brothers and Donald Glover.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I can see that. He's just like this down on his luck guy. He's living he's living in Terry Crews's garage. His uncle is Terry Crews. He's only in 2 scenes, but I mean, I love Terry Crews. I love seeing him in this movie.
He always adds a little bit of extra humor to his scenes.
Yeah, him and Cassius are just talking. Fuck, what was that?
When he was saying something about his
Oh no,
rent being 4 months late.
yeah,
And
he's
he
like
was being
he's laying on his
kicked out.
premise, and then Cassius is like, hey man, fuck that. Like land should be free. I should just be able to live where I want for free. It's like, you know, he's basically a communist now. He's a communist for this scene. He's like, you know, everything should be shared. And then so Terry Crews is like, so hey, why don't you give me your car then? And he was like, oh, okay, fuck no, never mind. I don't like communism anymore. That's the end for me. So he gets a new job at a telemarketing place, and this is when the weird shit in the movie really starts to get going.
Oh yeah.
Because
man, I missed a really important scene.
yeah, he did. He had to. Since I paid for the popcorn and drink, I made him go out and refill it. Because that's just fair. You missed the scene of the white voice. Okay, so at this telemarketing place he's working, which his boss is just this manic, just kind of creepy, just basically who do you expect to run a telemarketing place?
Yeah.
This movie has a lot of different kinds of humor. One of it is just simple like visual gags. Like they have just like shit going on in the background. Like one scene, the copier is just stuck, just printing. Yeah, it's just shooting like hundreds of pages in the background. Nobody's giving a shit. And this movie, it has just these really bizarre, like fantasy sequences that are just there. Like they never really are commented on, or it's just. So when Cassius is talking on his phone trying to get these people to buy into a scam, he'll transport himself and his desk into where the recipient of the call is. I mean, he's not actually, because they'll cut back to him in the real world, but it's like, so is this him imagining this? Does he have a really active imagination, or does the film feel like it's okay, they're in a call, so the viewers are going to get confused about how they're talking if they're not right next to each other? Like,
I didn't even think of it that way.
No, I mean, that's...
Like, if that's what they were doing, I wouldn't have thought of that.
It's how, like, they would explain, like, phone calls to people who have never even heard of the concept of a long-distance call. It's like, so what's happening? Oh, okay, they're just talking to each other. So, okay, I'm glad it shows them talking next to each other, but this movie is very stylistic. It definitely has a style, very, very moody. It's shot very contrasty. The lights are very, they give it kind of a dramatic feel. Mm-hmm. The lights usually coming from like straight on or under a bit.
And then throughout all this, he also has that like depressive attitude, so that just adds to like the gloominess of the feeling.
He's a total cynic. This movie's tone is so weird because it feels whimsical in a lot of scenes, and that's what the music is going for too sometimes. But Cassius, especially during the early parts of the movie, he's just a fucking downer. He's just like, so he has this girlfriend who is part of the revolution. This weird like union.
Left Eye. I think that's what it was called.
Left Eye.
Says they had lines under their left eye.
Oh yeah,
It was like a little subplot thing they had going.
Yeah, I think I must have just missed some of that, but yeah. So he's just one of the first scenes of the movie is he's just in bed with his girlfriend, and it's basically he's having like stoner thoughts.
Yeah.
He's like,
this
so
is definitely, I felt like this is a stoner movie.
he's talking with his girlfriend. He's like, hey, so it's like, why does anything matter since I'm gonna die? And she's like, oh no, baby, it's like, you're not gonna die. It's like, no, I mean, when I die, when I'm like 90, it's like, why does anything matter since eventually everyone I know is gonna die and no one's gonna remember me? And I'm like, it's like, dude, did you just like smoke a bowl off screen?
It's like, are you on shrooms right now? Like,
we just didn't see this. Like, you're having some very deep thoughts. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, fuck, we never got to the scene you missed. This is a really funny scene. This is when they introduce a white voice. Now this movie is not subtle with its themes. One of its big themes is oppressed people becoming part of the system that oppressed them in the first place. It's, the oppressed becoming the oppressors. So, fuck, where was I going with this? Shit. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Hardcore.
Where were we going with this? All right. You were talking about white voice scene.
Yeah, white voice. No, so there's this old guy that works at the telemarketing place. Like the old guard, like he knows what's happening. He knows the shit. He knows what to do. And so Cassius isn't doing so well at first, not getting any sales. So the old guy is like, no, you're doing it wrong. You have to use your white voice. And Cassius is like, oh no, man, I don't got any white voice. And it's like, man, you got a white voice. Like, come on, you have a white voice. And
this is. I missed this.
And the white voice. It's fucking David Cross. This movie has a lot of dubbed lines. It's actually kind of distracting sometimes because it's very obviously dubbed. Like, you can tell their lips aren't matching up exactly. And so Cassie, and the scene, it is really funny when he's explaining what white voice is. So it's like, white voice isn't about sounding white, actually. It's about sounding how white people want to be. It's like how they think whiteness should be. Sounding like you've got it made. You have no troubles. You have a hot wife, a hot white wife. you have a good house. You have a good job. You have it made. And that's what white people sound like. That's the ideal white person. Someone with no worries. So it's like, okay, it's like this movie is having some, I mean, it's very blatant, but they're just doing it in a very, like, absurd way, which makes it work. And then, so Cassie's like, okay, so I think I got this. And then he pulls out fucking David Cross. So this whole movie, and he's not the only one. Later they introduce a character that is Patton Oswalt. His white voice is Patton Oswalt. So you have David Cross and Patton Oswalt just going back and forth in these bodies of black men. It's very surreal, but I enjoyed it.
They were the only, like, black people in the group of everyone, too.
Yeah, but I mean, all the main characters were black, except for the
Asian guy.
Well, yeah, him and the antagonist, I guess. I guess he is the antagonist, but like not. He doesn't really come into the movie until like 2/3, and
even then, he's not in it very much.
Yeah, and he's not really super villainous. He's just
a cunt.
He is indeed a cunt, but in a funny way. He's not very threatening.
Oh, dude. Okay, the joint scene was real cringy to me.
Why? Remind me again what happened.
Cause like she was smoking the joint and he kept trying to grab it, and she let him take the hit off of it, And he took like one hit, and during the hit, he was like making all these faces, like, "Oh, is this instantly fucking me up?" And then instantly, he was like rolling. And I was just like, I hate this shit. I hate when movies do shit like that.
That's basically every movie, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like, we all know one hit isn't gonna fuck you up at all. Not that much, at least.
Mr. Stoner nitpicks. This movie is full of just...
I need to get, like, a weird
just, like,
shit.
absurdist... Not even necessarily absurdist all the time. Some of them are just, yeah, like what I said before, just, like, sitcom gags. Like, one scene... This is what I was talking about earlier. They're playing, like, serious music, like, dramatic music, like, dun-dun... dun-dun, that type of thing going on. But what's happening on screen is his girlfriend, Cassie's girlfriend, is smoking a joint, and she keeps taking a puff, and then holding it out, and then reaching back to take a puff, and every time she holds it out, he's reaching for it, then she takes it back, and this happens like 3 times. I'm just like,
every time it goes into like a first-person camera where it's like all fucking trance-like. And, like, it just shows him, like, kind of reach out for it, and then she pulls it back. And then does this for, like 5 or 6 times until it finally gives it over.
Yeah, it's just this... It's, like, watching it's like... I didn't even know what to think. It's just, like... Yeah, this is funny, but it's just, like, it's so weird. It's so jarring to just have that. And then you do have lots of serious scenes in this movie, like scenes without a punchline. So you never really know, like, which scene is going to be funny and which scene is just going to be serious. Most of them have an edge of comedy, but there are just some weird scenes. There are some weird funny scenes, just some normal funny. This movie spans the spectrum of surreal. Some scenes I'm like, okay. I'm following what's going on. Then other scenes, I'm just like, how did we get here? Okay, like, we're at fucking Horsecock.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because the horses are naked. I'm sorry, the Equo Sapiens. They're completely naked. You see plenty of CGI Horsecock. This movie has a lot of themes going on. One of them...
I didn't even notice any of the horse cock.
You didn't?
No, I didn't notice any horse cock.
They're pretty obvious. They're just hanging there.
I just didn't even notice it.
Just, if you go on a furry site, like Fur Affinity or something, this is what they are. They're furry porn characters come to life. Like...
The internet's not ready.
This is the movie's twist.
Everyone is going to see shit that was inspired by this movie. I don't know how many people actually see this movie.
I think it had a limited release because it wasn't playing in it's only playing in like 2 AMCs around here.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's not even playing at the Kent Station one.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why it had to be like 10. I was like, is there any 9:30? Nope, just 10. 10:15, so... Oh, yeah, but this movie has a lot of themes going on. One of them, I still don't really understand why, but it has a sexual edge. They keep, like, emphasizing sex throughout the movie.
It was just like a random orgy scene.
Yeah,
and zooming out into an orgy,
and everyone
to just him.
We should probably talk about the evil company. What?
Oh fuck.
What was it? Worry Free.
Yeah.
Worry Free. This is basically. It's dystopian. This movie is
fuck, it is, yeah.
This movie kind of is a dystopia movie because Worry Free is like
it's basically
it's basically like an enclave you live in, arcology, just whatever you want to call it, just like a big fucking...
It's like a vault.
Yeah,
Because
like
they all have the same fucking outfit too.
a big tower you work in. You give your life to this company. You always have a job, but you just they're not subtle with it. They make the comparison to slavery many times. They talk about how it's modern slavery. They just give their life to this company and they do whatever the fuck the company tells them, and then they're not paid a wage. They just live in this giant complex that has amenities. I mean, it doesn't sound that bad except for the whole like life contract that you can't get out of. I guess that's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Like, this movie is, I feel like I need to watch it again. I feel like there are scenes that watching it I really want to talk about, but there's just so much happening in this movie I've forgotten some of them just because I can't remember like all the fucking weird shit in this movie. There's so much. Like, what else? What haven't we talked
the
about?
Emphasis on the coke can hitting his head. I don't understand why that was so emphasized.
Yeah, like, throughout the second half of this movie, he gets, because his girlfriend and the other protesters, like, the protest just keeps getting larger throughout the movie. They're protesting the
first company he was working for.
Yeah, it's like, it kind of seems like they should be protesting worry-free. I thought, aren't some of them protesting worry-free? It's kind of weird with that,
no,
but
they don't know about how worry-free.
They
don't know about worry-free.
So they're protesting. Yeah, they're protesting his company, telecom. They're not paid well enough, I guess. Just standard union shit. So he's decided. It's actually it's funny. It's instantly his girlfriend is like, okay, so. Oh, we should mention Cassius. After he learned the white voice, the David Cross white voice, which he uses with great success to get many sales, he's moving up with his telecompany. So his boss is like, hey, you want to go to the power callers, like the big leagues. Like, we're going to promote you and you're going to make this shit ton of money, I guess, because that's a thing. Like with telecompanies, there's just this upper echelon where you can just make like hundreds of thousands of dollars on sales. Like, okay, like, I didn't know that was an option that you could. I guess it's not a dead-end job then. There are lots of places you can go with telecompanies, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, shit, like, that's some good paying work. So, it's funny, because literally, he's in the scene with his girlfriend where she's like, okay, so I'm part of this union thing, and we're protesting this company, so if you still decide to go to work, I'm dumping you, it's over. And then literally that scene ends, and it just shows him walking into the building. So we skipped any scene where he would have been like, oh shit, what should I do? I want the money, but my girl. No, it's just like, no bitch, I want the money, fuck you. It's like he's just gonna start working, like, whatever, like, okay. So it's kind of showing him, like, the movie's showing him in a pretty good light, like he's doing some shady shit, yeah, but he just wants to get by. He just wants that paper. His name is Cassie.
He was trying to help his uncle.
Ostensibly.
Yeah. So he ended up helping his uncle. Yeah,
at the end. No, but his name is Cassius. It's short for Cash, literally, and his last name was Green. Cash Green. So subtle, yeah. This movie has a scene where, okay, so after he goes to the telecompany, he goes through the protesters. That's when he gets hit on his head. So his head's hurt, it's damaged, so he puts on the wrap, the towel wraps, and it has like a red blood stain in the middle, kind of giving him like a karate Japan like headband thing. I don't know if that's what they were going for. If it was, I don't know why they'd be going for that, but okay. So that happens and it gets filmed and he becomes like a viral hit, I guess.
YouTube sensation.
Yeah, YouTube sensation. So the weird sexual angle comes up because there's this woman that works for the telecompany, like in the upper echelon levels, like she's a secretary or something. I feel like I know her, but I can't place her name. Like, you've seen her before, right? That actress.
I think so, yeah. But I can't think of her either.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny. This is like more of the sitcom humor. She's hitting on Cassius like in really obvious ways, and so they're playing it up. Like, I guess this is how it goes down for all the other horse people, because they're turning people into these Equo Sapiens, and so they find people that are attractive, that they like, men, because it's only men, it's only male Equo Sapiens, so they find these men they think are hot, and then they turn them into horses, and fuck them, and also use them for slave labor. That's the plot to this movie. It's
pretty all over the place.
So, he's in the telecompany, and he's hanging out with, like, this, I think he's the CEO, that's what he was, right? Like, the big leagues guy, white guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Cassius, he's trying to impress all these white people, all these rich white people he's hanging out with. And the CEO guy, this movie does not really give you their names very much. I don't even, does he have a name? Fuck it if I know.
No, they bleep most people's names.
Yeah, this movie...
They were just bleeping the characters'
Again,
names.
lending to the sitcom thing, they bleep characters' names and they bleep, like, swear words some of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the time they bleep the fuck word. And other times they don't. So, fuck if I know what's up with that. So, he's trying to impress these white people, and so the CEO is like, oh, hey, so you know how to rap, right? Because he's black. So, all black people know how to rap. This is truth. There is not a single fucking black person that can't spit out bars. It's undeniable. So, he's like, no, I can't rap. I'm actually embarrassed by it, because, you know, a black person that can't rap, it's like, you know, what next? I can't play basketball? Like, so he's like, oh, come on, no, you can rap. And all the fucking rich white people there start chanting, like, rap, 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 rap. Like,
it was so...
It's like...
It was so cringe.
Yeah, it's... Again, this is like a sitcom situation. So it's like, okay, so he gets up on stage and he tries to rap, but he can't think of any rhymes. Like, he'll say a line like, hey, I'm Cassius. Oh shit, what rhymes with Cassius? And then, so he's just embarrassed up on stage. And then, another theme, tying back into the theme of the oppressed becoming part of the system, he decides to exploit his blackness, and he just starts going, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit. You know, because that's what rap music is nowadays. So that's what some people think. I mean, some rap music, seems to be hitting a pretty low bar of lyrical quality nowadays.
The audience loved
it. And yeah,
it,
the audience loved it. They were just eating it up. And all the white people, like me, started shouting, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit. I'm just like, wow, okay, yeah, I mean, that's their commentary on modern rap music. Like, exploitive as fuck. Exploiting the black culture for white people mainly. It's like, yeah, this movie does have a lot to say. It's not subtle, but it's very absurd and it's very different. Like, again, this is probably the weirdest movie I've ever seen, and the horse furry shit is only part of it. It's only half the reason why. It's just the way it's shot. Every scene it straddles that line between absurd and satirical and dramatic. Like, it's this movie is going for a lot of things, and I think it hits them. It hits what it's going for. This movie is effective. It was making me think during it about the struggles Black people face today in America. And I mean, what did you think of it overall?
I liked it overall.
I think it is one. It's definitely, if you want to just go to the movies and have a surreal experience, if you want to get high,
oh hell yeah!
If you want to get high and watch this
yeah.
movie, that is a great idea. Being high you'll just be laughing at some of the shit that happens in this movie. Just be like, what? Like, I mean, we've spoiled most of it, but I still think it's worth seeing, even spoiled. Like, watching it on the screen, on the big screen, it's just like, what is this movie?
Trying to describe this movie and actually watching it.
Yeah, like,
we couldn't do it justice.
You need to see this movie. If I don't know how many theaters it's playing at. It seems kind of like it's a smaller release. Like, it's not playing in all the movie theaters around here, but if you can see this movie, I would definitely check it out.
I highly recommend. I would rate it like 7 out of 10.
I don't know if I want to use numbers like a numerical.
I don't know. I just said 7.
Is there anything we missed talking about this movie? The ending, it has... Oh shit, no, we didn't. We need to talk about what happens at the end.
Oh yeah.
So this movie has a happy ending.
Wow.
Well, it has a it has a happy ending before, and
he never finds out that his girlfriend fucked his friend.
He does. He just doesn't tell him who it is. No, yeah, his girlfriend. So
they broke up for a day.
He has a friend that's part of the union stuff, the union protesting, the Asian guy, because he's the only Asian person in the movie.
He really is.
And I don't really know what his purpose in the plot was, other than, yeah, he and Cassius's girlfriend, fuck if I can't remember her name, they have sex in one part. So it's kind of almost like a love triangle thing, but then that gets dropped near the end. She's like, no, well, because Cassius at the end, it's like, it's happy ending. Oh, it's like he finally learned the error of his ways. Like, oh, they're like exploiting me. They don't care about me. They're making me part of the system, so I don't want to be part of that. So she's like, oh, I can date you again because you're not a scumbag anymore. Like, hooray. So it's like, oh, I guess I won't like go after Asian guy. I want to say his name was like Pete or something.
She never told him who it was.
No, yeah,
he told her
so she does say, it's like, hey, so we were technically broken up, so I slept with somebody. It's like, oh fuck, she's like, oh, do you want to know? He's like, no, I don't want to know. So it's like, wouldn't that just like eat you on the inside? Because it's like, it's probably somebody you know. So
yeah, just like the fact that she would ask.
Like anytime you see her being friendly with like one of your friends that she could be attracted to, it's just like you're just thinking,
which one of them did you fuck?
Yeah, you're just thinking, okay, so did you fuck him or did you fuck him? It's like, which one is it? I can't tell.
Did you fuck all of them?
No, so he never figures out, but I mean, whatever. And he quits the company. He quits the Worry Free. Did he ever really?
No, he went.
Did he ever really join?
He
didn't even ever really join Worry Free.
No, he never joined Worry Free.
He was.
Because the day that they were trying to get,
he was about to join, but then he joined. But then he learned of the horse shit. So he's like, never mind. I'm fine. I'm fine with my telecom job. Never mind. So he goes back to telecom. He's just going to be one of the normal people back to where his friends are.
Back to the first floor.
Oh, yeah, we never mentioned his friend, his long-term, from childhood buddy that he betrays in the middle because he goes to the big... He bought him
a car as I'm sorry.
Yeah, he goes to the big boy, so he betrayed him. Then he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, here's a car. It's like,
I'm sorry, man.
Dude, oh, you didn't have to do that. Oh, just a sorry is enough.
Just creeping down here. That's creepy.
Like, dude, you don't need to go that slow, man. So, fuck, what were we talking about?
Okay, horse shit happened. We're talking about his friends. His childhood friend that he betrayed.
Yeah, his childhood friend. So he betrayed his childhood friend, he betrayed his girlfriend, and he betrayed all of his colleagues, his normal telemarketer colleagues, when he went up to the upper echelons and was thinking about joining Worry Free. Then there's a twist right at the end. So earlier in the movie, when the CEO of Worry Free is trying to woo him into working, he
needed to use the restroom, and the CEO of Worry Free was like, "Okay, go outside.
No, but
down the hallway into the teal door."
Yeah, so
all the doors are a different color, and
so he
went down the hallway and went through what we found out was the olive door.
Yeah, he told him, dude, if you're gonna color code the doors, you should probably make them like
not like super close colors.
Not ambiguous. If your color is more complicated than like a blue or green, then maybe don't have color be the only distinguishing feature of your doors. So he accidentally goes into the horse furry door, where all of the horse furry slaves are being held, Equo Sapiens, and
in the process,
and they're just like, help us, and
in the process he drops his phone.
This is kind of a smaller movie, so the CGI isn't great.
Yeah.
It's very obviously CGI, and it looked like some scenes were just CGI and some were real life suit plus CGI, I think. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, that's just my guess, but it's not great, but this movie is so stylish, so stylistic that it's very excusable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of stylistic, remember the scene of the claymation? The telecompany.
Oh, dude.
The telecompany had the claymation workplace.
Like the hairy, saggy tits, dude.
No, that wasn't yeah, that was Worry Free. Oh, they bringing it back to the weird sexual angle. They had a claymation video explaining how they do their shit with a prehistoric woman with just her tits hanging out, and she put on like a coat like halfway through the video, but she still had like the tits.
Yeah.
And like it's just, she looked like half ape, half human. And in that video they use claymation, the creepiest form of animation, to explain how horses are strong and we need strong workers, so we are going to turn people into horses. Because it makes sense, right? It's a rational idea. He says that, the CEO of this dystopian company, Worry Free, it's like, yeah, this is what does he say? It's like, don't tell me this is irrational. Like, this is, it's a very, like, rational plan, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So before he shows them his video, he has him take a line of coke, or what Cassius thinks is coke.
It's not just like a line; it's like a swirl.
Yeah, a swirl
on a plate,
on a horse plate, foreshadowing it right before we learn the reveal. And then afterwards, or during the video, the claymation video, they explain how the substance that makes the people turn into horses, you snort it, just like cocaine. So,
and only 70% of users survive.
I think it was only 70% are affected by it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought only 70% survived.
Could it be, but I think it was, 70% were affected. But
successful.
Yeah, successful, but
it could only assume that.
So So this made me laugh out loud in the movie theater. I thought right there he was gonna turn into a horse, but they did it better. They did it better than that. So he's freaking out though because he thinks he's gonna be a horse, but he's fine the next day. He wakes up, he's still a human. Mm-hmm. He's getting kind of paranoid. He's like, he has his girlfriend look at his dick, and he's like, does this seem bigger to you? Is this like more of a horse cock? She's like, no. She's like, yeah, you could have just asked me to look at your nostrils. It's like, no, I wanted you to look at my dick, obviously. It's the easiest way to tell if I've become a horse.
Oh, you see.
And then, okay, so at the end of the movie, right after they right after they show the title, right before they start the credits, they show the title, and then they cut to a scene.
Yeah, they show like 3 seconds of credits, and then it's like, oh wait, just kidding, we're not done yet.
He turns into a horse.
Yep.
At the end, they saved it for the end. After the happy ending, I'm quitting the company. I'm good with my homies again. I'm good with my family. I'm good with my girlfriend. And it's like, hey, motherfucker, we're going District 9 on you.
Yeah.
You are a horse now. That's
like, no, motherfucker, you furry.
That's what this reminded me of. If District 9 had saved the part of him becoming a prawn all the way until the end. So yeah, he becomes a horse. Then at the end of the movie, he goes up to the CEO, and with other horses, they're, Viva la Revolution. They're gonna fucking, what are they gonna do to the CEO? They're gonna.
Oh no, they cut out. That's where they cut out.
Yeah, are they gonna kill him? Are they gonna?
Probably.
Are they gonna be like, give us an antidote, or like, what are they gonna? What's their plan? I don't know. That's how they end it. Like, I can't tell if they're sequel baiting or not, because it seems like that's like a sequel.
Yeah, they could do a sequel, but at the same time, it's like.
But are they going? I have no idea if they're going to or not. I would be interested in a sequel.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
So my phone's memory is almost dead. Yeah. We're gonna have to wrap this up. So
how are we gonna rate movies?
I was just getting to that actually. Okay, so final thoughts. So filmmaking wise, I'd say this film is very strong. Like easily 4 out of 5. It's the lighting, like I said earlier, very contrasty, very moody. It lends atmospheric. The cinematography is really good. They show a variety of shots, variety of styles of moving the camera around to show some scenes, jump cuts, right? Some scenes just had the pan. They have one tracking shot, the perspective changing tracking shot where his face stays the same size in the camera view, but the background is getting closer. I love shots like that. The plot is fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
Plot wise, characters.
It's one of those I feel like you have to watch multiple times to get everything that's going on.
Yeah, I want to watch this movie again. I probably will watch this movie before it leaves theaters again, because it just entered, so we have some time.
Yeah.
What do you think on the technical aspects of it?
I think it was really good. I agree with what you said, but like the one thing that was like upsetting to me was the audio sync.
Lip syncing. Yeah, that some scenes it was kind of distracting because this movie has a lot of lip syncing.
And they try to have so much going on at once.
They have the white voice.
Yeah.
The David Cross and another guy who is Patton Oswalt, and they have his girlfriend in one scene where she's doing performance art. Because she's an artist, she has like a British dub. I don't know why, but she does.
Yeah, it was very sudden.
And there are more scenes where they have a lot of dub scenes, and it's their mouths, will go like this, and it's not really matching up to what they're
Yeah.
saying. It was, some scenes it was distracting, but this movie has such an absurdist tone and feel that it's very easy to just roll with it. Just go, okay, like I'm just,
So
I can forgive
You've
it.
got enough going on to distract most people from that. It's like most people wouldn't notice that unless they were looking for it.
So technical wise, very good. Plot, insane.
Mm-hmm.
Characters, good character.
Yeah, I felt like they
It's
had
more-
good development with
It's
them.
more focused on the themes of the movie than the characters, really, strictly. But characters were likable. I liked, Cassius liked his girlfriend. They didn't really focus too much on anyone else.
Yeah.
I love Terry Crews, so I wish he was in more scenes, but he usually plays minor characters.
Mm-hmm.
We never
Actually, yeah, they didn't really touch up on anyone but him and his girlfriend.
we didn't really talk much about the pirate guy with Patton Oswalt doing his white voice.
Oh yeah.
He worked for Worry Free, and he was guiding Cassius while he was trying to.
That was only 30
Didn't-
seconds.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Shit.
I know there's more I could talk about, but yeah, go see it. This is a good movie.
Oh yeah. I need to pee.